Thanks so much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. I am sore, very sore. Um, it's a treadmill day, and I've been doing very, very well on my exercise program. I increase the intensity, I increase the duration periodically. This month, I am at a performance level that I would not have been able to do a few months ago. For the most part, I feel good until today. What's different about today? After my session, I got dressed and drove about an hour and a half to the annual state fair. It's senior day. Seniors like me just show their driver's license and they wave us in. What I did not anticipate is the amount of walking that this entailed. It being a weekday morning, I got a great parking spot about 3 rows into the field where we're asked to park. However, getting from the parking lot, even with my good space, to the main gate where you check in, and now they have a security screening, is quite a schlep. I did not wear my smartwatch with the step tracker, but it was a step. The purpose of the fair is partly to exhibit economic activity of the state, which is agricultural, but also to make money. It is held at a racino, which generates revenue through the year, but a little over a week is set aside for the state fair and its exhibits. In order to make money, they have to have you pass through vendors, a lot of vendors selling state fair food, pizza that costs twice what pizza costs, stuff on a stick that can be put into a fryer, a pickle, a Twinkie, people selling hats and leather goods, basically garish food trucks that no doubt migrate from state fair or county fair during the season, making some money for themselves and paying a rental fee to the government that sponsors the event. So it was quite a long walk from the gate to an exhibit that I might want to see. My first preferred exhibit, because it's the closest building and has the best air conditioner, is a mixture of commercial vendors and some low-key government agencies like the state lottery or the board of elections. Doesn't take long to wander through that. Pick up a quick tote bag, a couple of pens and notepads, and go on my way. Um, Across the street, there is a building that has the blue and red ribbon agricultural produce winners from the 4-H clubs. While I live in a very urban part of the state, uh, it is quite rural. Agriculture is a big industry. We have one of the largest chicken industries around. And as I drove past the state capitol into some farmland, there is a lot of corn growing there to be made into ethanol or um, sweeteners that we shouldn't eat. So agriculture is quite big. The 4-Hers grew potatoes and peaches, all in baskets, all much better than what you would get at the supermarket. They do quilting, they do artwork, something worth wandering through. Across the street from that are more vendors. People selling necklaces, t-shirts, the right to lifers take up a couple of tables there and kind of solicit you with their dogma. Somebody selling an all-in-one exercise equipment. I never buy anything. I never even think of buying anything. And then the place that I want to see are the state agencies, which this year was a major disappointment. Even though it is an election year, there were no state officials seeking office pitching for votes on a Monday morning, particularly one where reports of iffy weather might keep the crowds down. The state fair would not be worth a visit without seeing the animals. I like the goats. I like the sheep. You can see the sheep getting sheared. And then they put a canvas body cloth and hood on them, makes them look like ovine clansmen. But now the protective clothing comes in different colors. I guess somebody must have complained. So I wander through the goats and the sheep and the pigs. I did not see the horses this year. A few cattle. Did not see the caged animals, the rabbits and the chickens. And then basically headed home. It was a long walk from the building back to my car. I had to stop a few times. Afterwards, a friend that I met there recommended a place to get ice cream. She was right. It was very good. For $4 and a tip, I got a chocolate milkshake. But then in the car, another hour and a half home, and eventually got into my house, knees and hips exceeding their normal capacity. Tomorrow's another treadmill day, but I'll have to just see how I feel. There is some limit to my physical ability. There is some benefit to getting a good assessment of what that ability is. Thank you so much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.